My client was accused of outrage of modesty. A woman has pressed charges against him for that. He has engaged me to clear his name because he says he's innocent.
A man charged with an outrage of modesty seeks private investigator T. Mogan's help to clear his name. An outrage of modesty is a crime that covers a range of sexually offensive acts towards women.
The woman who was at the bus stop accused my client of exposing himself. She pointed at my client and said, "You did this." My client denied. There was an argument and she called the police. The police came and she identified him as the one who did it. The police therefore brought them back to the station to investigate.
The victim decides that the battle for the truth will be fought in court, leaving the accused man no recourse but to defend himself.
My client engaged me to prove to the court that he is innocent. I am therefore to gather evidence to prove that my client did not commit this offense.
Mogan begins by digging deep into his client's background, searching his identity for a link that could lead to committing the offense.
I'll have to do research on his background and prove to court that he is not of that nature and the fact as to why should he do such a thing at a public place. I will also have to talk to the complainant and establish a mistaken identity so that a benefit of doubt can be created for my client. I will also profile the complainant to understand the social habits, behavioral pattern of this complainant to see so that evidence in court can be presented and the two sides can go on loggerheads when questions are asked.
Once he has cast doubt on his client's criminal potential, Mogan's next challenge is convincing the victim likewise.
I told her that I need to talk to her to find out details as to what happened at the bus stop. She hesitantly agreed and I told her I would like to meet her at the same bus stop where this incident happened. She came to the bus stop and I reenacted the whole scene. The reenactment was useful for me to establish some facts to prove my client's innocence.
With the facts of the incident straightened out, Mogan tests the victim's memory further, only to discover that the real criminal is still on the streets.
After completing the reenactment, I decided to organize an identification parade where 6 persons will line up and the complainant has to identify the person who exposed to her on that day. She identified the wrong person. I say she identified the wrong person because she did not identify my client.
Mogan, confident in the strength of his evidence, is ready for his client's trial. But regardless of the outcome, he knew that both parties were already victims.
I submitted this as evidence to the counsel who was representing the client. The counsel then proceeded with the trial with the evidence that I gave. The charges were withdrawn in court because the evidence submitted by the defense counsel was sufficient to throw a doubt. My client was acquitted of the case and he had to pay a large sum of money for the lawyer and the investigation.